Many thanks for staying with us here on News Desk. We'll be returning to that very story of the limited voter registration exercise. We seem to be having a bit of a challenge with our phone lines, but once you're able to rectify that, we'll bring that very story to you, because you are told of a typically different situation at the University of Ghana campus, and we do have our correspondents on the ground as well, be giving us the very latest on that. But let's still stay with issues of elections. And the CPP flag bearer, Ivor Kobna Greenstreet, has revealed his fractured relationship with the former chairperson of the CPP, Samia Yaba Nkrumah, is said to be fully resolved, even though he has tried to call a truce. The two fell out during the party's flag bearership contest, at which Samia Nkrumah accused Ivor Greenstreet of being in bed with the governing NDC. Now, speaking on the Pulse here on the Joy News channel yesterday, Mr. Greenstreet said the feud is yet to be fully resolved.
Well, I think that we always made our position clear that we felt a new register was going to be very problematic in view of the expense, in view of the timing, and in view of the fact that you're not guaranteed to even solve the problems that this current register has. So, EC has done some cleaning of the register. They did that sometime last year. They cleaned out some, I think some 200,000 names. And so we are expecting that process to continue. And we're expecting to see how we can, as much as possible, do what cleaning we can of the register. But as people have regularly said, dead people don't vote, so you don't ordinarily want to be worried about, and since it's now biometric, you're not going to have a problem. But, any sensible organized institution would not want, thousands or hundreds of thousands of unnecessary names on a register. So we're ready to be part of a process to take the necessary steps to have it cleaned up.
Now, we are now just hours away to the ballot box live show from the Klottey Korle constituency. Now, the former seat of government will host the groundbreaking show next after hugely successful shows in the Central and Ashanti regions. Head of our political desk, Evans Mensah, who is also host of the live event, joins me live in studio with a lot more on what to be expected this time round. So, Evans, many thanks for joining us. Now, we've seen two shows go very successfully. This time we are heading to Klottey Korle. Why Klottey Korle in the first place?
Klottey Korle because of its historical significance, first of all. We all know it used to be the seat of government. It has the Independence Square there. It has our national monument that everybody knows, identifies us as a country. It has the sports stadium. It has, in terms of the tradition of the people there, it also has a lot of colonial links. So historically, it's significant. But it also, in terms of the political significance of Klottey Korle over the years, is one of the swing constituencies in the Greater Accra region. But also this year, in fact, just last year into this year, we've seen it gain a bit more of political importance, obviously because of the candidates who've been elected on the ticket of both the NDC and the MPP, even the PPP. Philip Addison's own character, where he came from, how he burst onto our screens during the election petition, on behalf of the MPP, and obviously Dr. Zinato Rawlings. Obviously, again, people didn't expect her to all of a sudden move from being a medical doctor to become a politician that she is, and because of her background. And then we have Madame Eva Loko from the PPP, with very strong character. We all know that. And we've seen controversy. The MPP have had their fair share of controversy. Divisions in the party in that particular constituency is an issue. And then Zanato and the NDC have also had their own issues. Some of the aspects of it is still in court being pursued. And so it makes for a very interesting, I guess, interaction. And you want to test whether all these factors are playing into what people will be doing this year, especially in the swing constituency.
Okay, so when are we heading to Klottey Korle, and what is to happen? What are the people supposed to do?
So on Tuesday, we sent out ballot boxes into the constituency, and this is a huge constituency. Salem, Dabraka, Osu, all those areas, and part of Circle is part of the Klottey constituency. So we sent out ballot boxes, position two of them at fixed locations, one at the Oxford Street Mall. We had one also at the Champion Restaurant right in front of it. We had one, a mobile one, at Trust Towers and then moved to GIJ and moved into other communities. We've also sent for the very first time, we decided, if you look at Klottey Korle, they have a fishing community along the coast. I mean, those areas, if you go and put a ballot box and ask them to write down their issues and put them in, and you can bet that most people would not be able to read and write. And so what we did was to send a team into the constituency to speak to people. We are a broadcasting house, so let's record it visually and through audio means as well. We've done that, so we understand fairly what the issues are. So that is what is going to inform tonight's discussion. So tonight at 5:30 p.m. sharp, the show will start. But I mean, we are receiving our guests from 5 p.m. We will open the ballot boxes. It's been sorted last night. We know what the issues, the clusters are, and the candidates will be there to interact, take questions and answer some of the key issues that we've identified. And we are inviting every single person who participates, the hundreds of them, to also be present so that they can put their issues beyond, the fact that they've written them down and it's in the ballot box, directly voice them and interact with the candidates. And so it's going to be interesting. And the venue is the Oxford Street Mall. People know ShopRite. ShopRite is within the mall. It's above the ShopRite, the terrace overlooking the Oxford Street itself. And we're very grateful to the Brawl, managers of the facility there, for allowing us to do this. And in fact, one of the things they're doing now is interesting. They know that politics can be a bit tense. So they said, okay, after the show, they'll lay out a live band so that the candidates can interact. They can unwind after the heated conversation with the constituents and interact with them. So it's going to be fun, but it's also going to be a lot of interrogation, questioning, and trying to dig out who is most qualified to represent the people.
Okay. Evans, many thanks for that very update. And again, it's 5:30 p.m.
5:30 p.m. to 7. Live on radio. Okay. We're going to have it packaged and played back on TV. You can watch the full thing. Right.
Many thanks for that update. And that was head of our political desk here at Joy News, Evans Mensah, telling us a lot more about tonight's exercise. Again, it's at 5:30 p.m. and it's at the Oxford Street Mall. You can't miss it. If you do miss it, you're unable to get to that very venue, make sure to tune in to Joy 99.7 FM, your super station. There'll be a live broadcast of that at 5:30 p.m. But let's, like I said, still staying with the elections, and today happens to be day 2 of the Electoral Commission's limited voter registration exercise, and day 1 of the exercise recorded poor turnout at several centers across the country, with many attributing the situation to a lack of proper sensitization by the EC and other stakeholders. Now, aside the low turnout, there were reports of malfunctioning biometric devices at some centers, particularly in the Upper West region. And Rafiq Salam is joining me now on phone with an update on the situation. Rafiq, good morning. Many thanks for your time. So what's the situation there now? I mean, have these devices been fixed? Rafiq, can you hear me?
I'm hearing you.
Okay. So I was asking what the update on this situation
of
is.
40 machines and also some of the computers are being frozen. It's recurring, and so when it happened like that, the Electoral Commission has to bring technicians to look into those issues. I can report to you that the situation at Jirapa, which we experienced yesterday, today is far better as compared to yesterday. But this morning, I can also report to you that some of the places that I have visited in the one municipality, the situation is also recurrent. You have a place like the Kambale Primary, which is supposed to be the biggest electoral area in the one municipality. I can also say in the Upper West region, receiving low turnouts, but somewhere along the line they still have this frozen, should I say, dispose from the machines are coming. And so the Electoral Commission, somewhere an hour or like 1 hour, they'll bring technicians to come and solve the challenge that they have.
Okay, so
that's really the situation at Post region.
Right. So, Rafiq, if I get you correctly, you are saying that the Electoral Commission is saying that they are going to be bringing in new devices to replace these faulty ones?
I'm saying that what they are doing is that when there's a fault, okay, and then the registration officials, call them or draw their attention to it, what they normally do is that they bring in technicians to come and solve that problem for them. And okay, that is what exactly they have been doing.
Has this problem in any way affected turnout?
The turnout generally has been low. I told you that the Kambala Primary is supposed to be the biggest electoral area or one of the biggest electoral areas. in the Upper West region. And yesterday, they had only 34 people turning up. And as I speak to you now, they have gotten 11 people registered at the moment. And so, generally, there's a low turnout, and people are blaming it on lack of publicity on the part of the EC.
Right. Rafiq Salam, many thanks for that update. And that was Rafiq Salam bringing us an update on the situation in the Upper West region. He reports that, well, even as of this morning, there still remains quite a number of issues that are yet to be solved as far as this biometric verification device is concerned. And indeed, the machine itself that captures the details of these new voters. And he's telling us that the Electoral Commission has been bringing in technicians to rectify the situation as and when it pops up, but there's no sign of these machines being replaced for now. But again, he also mentions that as we speak to you, 11 people have been able to register at the center this morning. The biggest center in the Upper West region this morning. Just 11 people have been able to register. We'll see how that pans out by the end of the day. But we do know also that the situation is a lot more different at the University of Ghana, where thousands of students are having to queue up just so they can register. We are told it's just one center there, and quite a number of students, about thousands of them, we are told, are queuing up in long winding queues, just trying to get registered. We'll be trying again our phone lines to establish contact with Kwachi Afreniama, who is live on the ground, and we'll be speaking to him in a bit. But away from that, and a US-based advocacy group has filed a suit at the High Court, praying the court to cause the Electoral Commission to immediately implement the Representation of the People's Amendment Act, ROPA, that's Act 699. Applicants of the suit at the Human Rights Division of the Accra High Court say the right of prisoners to vote in Ghana was restored in 2010 to be in line with the same article, Article 42, hence the need to implement ROPA 2. ROPA permits Ghanaians living abroad to register and to vote in elections held in Ghana. Let's now speak to Chief Executive Officer of the Progressive Alliance Movement, and in fact it's this very group that has taken the EC to court on this matter. Kofi Kranting is joining me now via Skype, I believe. And Kofi, if you can hear me, good morning, many thanks for your time on News Desk.
Yes, sir, I can hear you loud and clear. How you doing? Thanks for taking our call. Thanks for speaking to us, and greetings to all your listeners.
Right. So, Kofi, what exactly are your reasons for suing the Electoral Commission as far as, the Representation of People's Amendment Act is concerned?
Well, our reasons are really simple. This law was assented 10 years ago. 2008 elections have passed. 2012 elections have passed. The EC has done nothing.
Right. Okay, so we seem to have lost Kofi Kranting on the line there, and he's with that very group. He's with that very group that is suing the Electoral Commission over the Representation of People's Amendment Act. They want the EC to ensure that people in the diaspora are able to exercise their franchise this time round. Let's take a break here on News Desk, and we'll try and rectify the problems you're having with our phones. Once we do that, we'll come back to you with a lot more stories. Stay with us.